Last year, we took one of the boldest steps of faith we've ever taken as a church, and I can hardly believe we're already finding ourselves at the midpoint of our 2-year Limitless journey. Taking a bold step of faith has a way of sharpening our focus on our mission to equip believers to love God, love people, and influence our world with the gospel of Jesus Christ. This has been our calling since 1860 when our church began, and it's still at the center of our ministry today. All through the years, as the people of FBC have faithfully followed God, He has kept increasing our church and leading us into more. Recently, that increase has taken the form of many new families who are hungry for the Word, hungry to grow in the Lord, and Limitless is the journey we've taken to say yes to that increase. In 2024, we earnestly sought the Lord for answers on how to expand our facilities. We prayed, pursued wise counsel, and then we shared the vision that God gave us with servant leaders in the congregation. It resonated deeply with the families of our church, especially our desire to raise up the next generation of Christ followers here at First Baptist. From the start, our guiding passage has been Ephesians 3:20 and 21, which says, "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us, to Him be the glory in the church and in Jesus Christ," and here it is, "throughout all generations, forever and ever. Amen." The primary goal has been and continues to be 100% participation and 100% engagement. That everyone at FBC, men, women, and children, would discover what it means to step out in faith and surrender not only their finances, but every aspect of their lives, to live with eternity in mind. The second goal has been to expand our capacity for more ministry, more outreach, and more impact. In a nutshell, more ministry enables us to keep forging ahead in the ministry God has given us. More outreach funds our annual season of generosity with local and global partners who are advancing the kingdom. More impact expands the walls of our church to include a gymnasium, a kids' auditorium, an indoor play park, increased classroom space, an expanded worship center, and more parking. To see this through, we determined it was going to take $10.5 million and a whole lot of faith. In 2025, we kicked off the year with a church-wide Limitless teaching series where we leaned in hard to find out God's design for generosity and asked Him to align our hearts with His. We asked you, the congregation, to pray passionately, to engage fully, and to give generously. In February, we asked the church to respond with financial commitments as God has led them. And on Commitment Sunday, we were blown away by the faith and generosity of you, the congregation, committing to $14,353,146 in commitments and expected gifts over the next 2 years. Well, in March, we began our faith-giving journey, and the stories rolled in of families who had trusted the Lord with the amount they felt led to commit. Challenges arose that tested that faith, and stories began to surface of God's faithfulness to provide when those families remained faithful to commitments that they had made. Well, fast forward to today, we find ourselves at the midpoint. You know what I love? God is at work, you guys, even before we see the finish line. And we're already seeing Him do more than we could ask or imagine. These are just a few of the highlights. God is moving in powerful ways this year. Our weekend attendance continues to rise with nearly 1,500 people gathering each week to worship, learn, and grow. Our kids ministry has seen incredible momentum as well, and now we are welcoming over 330 children each weekend. That's a vibrant picture of the next generation being shaped by the gospel. We've welcomed more than 50 new members, celebrated 44 baptisms, and watched hundreds take meaningful next steps in their walk with Christ. Over 700 households have already engaged in Limitless through generosity and prayer. And as we prepared to launch our new life group model, God raised up 42 new life group leaders with over 700 adults stepping into small groups to grow deeper in community and in their faith. The hunger for discipleship here is unmistakable. This year, God has opened new doors for us to serve beyond our walls. We brought on David Cummings as our outreach pastor, and his leadership is already strengthening our efforts both locally and globally. In fact, a team from our congregation traveled to North Carolina to help rebuild homes and bring hope to families still recovering from disaster. And through our annual season of generosity, hundreds of volunteers stepped up to serve ministries and partners across our community, which is an incredible picture of the gospel in action. God is expanding our reach, and we're just getting started. Construction is now underway, and we're seeing incredible progress all around us. You'll see steel beams rising up to form our new kids' play park, our gymnasium, classroom spaces. The north parking lot is open and already serving our growing church community. Inside the worship center, major updates are happening to create additional seating and prepare for the ministry ahead. It is amazing to see the vision taking shape right before our very eyes. But here's what I love. As we've taken each step of faith, God has continued to lead us forward. He's calling us not to just finish the project, but to expand the very vision He planted in our hearts from the beginning. Now, you need to understand this isn't a new direction. It's a bigger expression of the same calling to create space for more ministry, more outreach, and more impact as we pursue the mission that God has entrusted to our church. As we've prayed and paid attention to the needs emerging across our church, it's become clear that a few additional spaces and key improvements will help us serve even more effectively. This includes completing additional parking, refreshing our commons after a season of heavy use, and building essential office space to support the growing ministry of our church. These additions will help us welcome more people, strengthen the places where ministry happens, and ensure we're ready for what God is doing next. To step into this expanded vision, we are increasing our financial goal by approximately $1.7 million, bringing our new total goal to $16 million. Remember, Limitless has never been just about a building. It's about becoming a people marked by prayer, faith, and generosity. People ready to see God do more than we can ask or imagine, as He prepares a place where lives will be changed, families will be strengthened, and future generations will be equipped to love God, love people, and influence our world with the gospel of Jesus Christ. I wonder, what is God saying to you and your family as you find yourselves here at the Midpoint? Whether you're brand new to FBC and just jumping in, or you made a commitment when we began, we're inviting you to ask the Lord how He is calling you to engage for year 2 of Limitless. For some, this may represent your first commitment to Limitless. That's awesome, and now is the perfect time to get on board. For others, this may be an affirmation of your original pledge, a commitment to finish strong. And for others, it may be increasing your commitment because of how the Lord has blessed you this past year. You know, the phrase "more than we can imagine" isn't just about the impact God can make or the new ministry opportunities. It's about the growth He's shaping in us, our faith, our joy, our obedience, growing beyond anything that we expected. Maybe you've already been surprised by how He's stretching you, providing for you, or has shown up in ways you didn't expect. The great thing about God is that when He moves, it's unmistakably Him, because it's His power that's at work. That's what it means to be empowered for more. As we reach this midpoint in our journey, it's a meaningful moment to search our hearts and ask the Lord whether He is empowering you for even more. Whatever He is leading you to, whatever 100% engagement looks like for you and your family, I want you to know that I am grateful that you're on this journey with us. I still believe there's never been a better time to be alive and part of the Church of Jesus Christ than right now. Are you ready to see Him move in power? I know you are. Let's do this.